What is up, damn gorgeous and beautiful gamers? Welcome back to role-playing games. This is Mariel Connor. In the internet, we'd like to discuss about RPGs. If you like the content and like the videos, super appreciated. Let's get right into the matter. Today's video, I'm going to show you what is it that I do every time that I feel myself in the need to play Blood and March, Death and Bones, or I just forget about the name's difficulty, but yeah, the highest difficulty in the game. Not that this game is a particularly difficult game, but this just trivializes the whole thing. It is quite fun, and I am not going to tell you that I am going to be min-maxing that I am going to be taking every little nitpicky that, as you can see right here on my armor, I don't even have any of the glyphs that you can place upon the armors. Not that you need them for that matter, especially because of this build. Let me tell you, this is a melee build. We're not going to be using signs, we're not going to be using anything else other than our melee attacks. It is a very simple build. I'm going to guide you as fast as I can to whatever that I do. So first and foremost, let's go first through the skills of my character. What is it that I do? The very first thing that you need to do when you are building this thing, as soon as you start the game, this is your main goal: refreshment. Each potion dose imbibed heals 30% of maximum vitality. Potion duration, time, and bomb damage plus 50%. That's really not that important, but do remember that when you are playing on the highest difficulty of the game, resting doesn't really heal you, and if you want to actually heal yourself by using consumables, well, good luck with that. It's actually quite of a hassle, not impossible, can be done, but it's really like, this is more than anything a way for you to get rid of that. I don't know if I have damage on me right now. I don't have damage on me right now, but usually what you would do is that you would rest, and then that would heal you. The highest difficulty of the game, that is not possible. So, in the highest difficulty of the game, we want this thing. Because every time that we drink a potion, we're going to get healed by 30% maximum vitality. We are going to be using our potions. The two potions that I advise always to have at hand, of course, are the basic ones. Try to get Superior Thunderbolt as soon as possible, as well as Superior Solo as soon as possible. I know that they are random, that you are going to get them through loot in the world, but you're going to start very early with this one, and Vesemir is going to give you this one. You don't have to upgrade them to get that 30% extra efficiency on the potions. So as soon as you get these potions, just you're going to be using them in combat to increase your damage, health regeneration, and also you're going to be healed 30% with them. You only have to drink 3 of them to fully heal yourself. So that is something amazing. Let's get back to the character creation. That is what you're going to start doing. From level 1 to 9, you need them. You don't necessarily need to go through 1 to 9. You can use sites of power throughout the world while you're exploring the world. It is actually very advisable. I advise you quite a lot to find place of powers, but this is the very first thing that you are going to be focusing yourself in, like ASAP. For that, I like to use heights and tolerance, which increases the potion overdose threshold from 50% to 80%, so that you would be able to use the concoctions as well. And then we have Frenzy. If toxicity is above 0, time automatically slows when an enemy is about to perform a counter attack. This is something that I like to take as mandatory, because it's really nice when you are attacking an enemy and then time slows, especially in Deathmarch, where you do not want to get hit by the enemy. It's not always going to trigger, but it's going to save your life plenty of times. That said, now this is where it gets tricky. There are two possible ways that you are going to be building this thing, and it's mostly based on aesthetics. On the armors, we are going to be using either the Cat's Cool armor set or the Bear armor set. Now, this is where it gets tricky. Like I said, it's all based on the looks. It basically it's whatever that you would like to use. You don't necessarily need to use something specific, but yeah, this is how the cat gear school looks at the end of the game once you manage to upgrade it to the highest level possible. And then this is how the Ursine armor set looks like once you have managed to upgrade it to maximum level. Now, we don't actually care about the armor bonuses. That is not the reason why we are using this armor set. As a matter of fact, if you do not want to go through the hassle of crafting this gear, because it's actually quite expensive to craft the gear, you can just use either light armor or heavy armor. It is harder because you do have to look specifically for the armors. You have to be lucky enough. So this is one of the things that I like to use, mainly because of one of the skills that we're going to be taking. The next skill that you're going to be taking ASAP, it's going to be either cat school techniques, which each piece of light armor increases critical hit damage by 25% and fast attack damage by 5%. So, like I said, for this build, you're going to be doing two things. You're either going to be leveling up your fast attacks or the heavy attacks. I not advise for you to min-max it, not min-maxing, not combine them. Just specialize yourself in something. It's going to make your life easier. It's going to allow you to build your character to be stronger sooner, which is something very important in this kind of game. You want to be strong as soon as possible, as early as possible. So my advice is that let me show you through the what is it that I like to do when it comes to armor. When it comes to armor, once you are on White Orchard, there is going to be a merchant right here that is going to sell you a relic Temerian armor set. Take that. After that, just use the DLC Next Gen DLC armor set that you are going to get from the Royal Place Messima from here, right here in this window. There's going to be a level 7 set and a level 11 set. That is going to be your road, your path from level 1 to 17. Because in 17, that's where you're going to start hunting either for the Feline armor or for the Ursine armor. I do believe that for the Ursine armor, it takes quite a while, a little bit more. It's like level 20, if my memory serves me right. But what you want to do, let me explain to you how armor works in this game. It doesn't really matter the number that you have right there, the 240. As you can see right here, this one also has 240. What really matters when it comes to armor and your resistance to blows is the percentage of resistance that you have against that something, against that specific something. So for example, light armor has 12% resistance to piercing damage, 17% resistance to slashing damage, so on and so forth, whereas this one has nearly double. So that is why it is Stadia. Now, that being said, like I said, as soon as you manage to get one of those, remember I am guiding you through how would you be leveling up in the highest difficulty of the game. So once you manage to get one of these, you're just going to be upgrading them. Just keep them and keep upgrading them. You do have to do the quest to be able to get them. But as you can see right here, the very first one that we are going to get for the Feline armor set, if I am intelligent enough to find it, right here, level 17, and then at level 23 we're going to get the enhanced one, at level 29 we're going to get the superior one, at level 34 we're going to get the master crafted one, and at level 40 we are going to get the Grandmaster. Where is it? Where was it? The Grandmaster one, which is right here. Again, one thing that you need to have in mind is for you to sort of min-max the character or be as strong as possible as soon as you can be in the game, you're either going to take two routes. If you're going to go for this route that I am showcasing right here, you're going to use the feline armor set. With the feline armor set, you're going to get the cat school techniques from the general branch, which is right here. If you don't like the looks of the armor, you do have to have in consideration the looks on your Witcher as well. If you want to go through the Ursine path, this is what you're going to be taking. As you can see, this just increase your fast attack damage or heavy attack damage, and then you have bonuses right here. This is mandatory to take. Adrenaline point loss upon taking damage is lowered by 100%. We are going to be using our adrenaline points once we manage to get like what I like to use to call the special attack of your Witcher, which is going to be either Wheel or Rend. What we want to do with this branch is what is going to allow us to do is get adrenaline points as fast as possible, maintain that adrenaline points as much as possible, because when we actually use the finishers of these things, as you can see, I am using stamina, but if I had my adrenaline build up, I would be able to use this for a longer period of time. This one would I do not have the Rend one because, like I said, I'm not focused on my I am not focused on heavy attacks, but yeah. So again, just to recap, if you want to go for the fast attack side of things, that being said, if you go for fast attack side of things, I do not need to tell you that you're going to be only fast attacking. If you're going to be going with the Ursine armor set, you're going to be heavy attacking, and you're not going to be switching them, so do have that in mind as well. If you either like to heavy attack or you like to light attack. Me personally, I like to light attack. I do have to say that on the looks department, I do like this armor better than the feline one, but I really don't like to heavy attack, so there is that. So that being said, let's get back into it. Now, once you get the ultimate of this thing, well, this thing, Deadly Precision, this is just going to give you a 2% chance of killing an opponent instantly for each adrenaline point that you have. So each adrenaline point that you have, I believe that we can have 3 adrenaline points, which that sums up to a 6% chance of instantly killing an enemy. So that is something nice indeed. What I would advise, like I said, is go with the cat one, because we're going to, with this build, we're going to mainly be doing spin to win. Spin to win attacks, doing spin to win, it's really amazing because you have so many attacks, and you're just, if the enemy is blocking against you, you're just going to be, you know what, as a matter of fact, let's test it against these guys. They should be upset. Let me show you real fast that we are, as a matter of fact, on Deathmarch difficulty level. You don't want to get hit, you want to have Quen as much as possible. As you were able to see, I am already building my adrenaline points, but I don't really need to be close to them to actually kill them instantly, especially if you are in the later stages of the game where enemies actually cluster around you quite a lot. And also do note in mind that guards in cities are actually quite strong. And so, as you were able to see, I am not min-maxing everything. I don't even, something that I forgot to mention, this is very important. As soon as you get to the Hearts and Stone DLC, what you want to have in your blades, you don't necessarily need a specific blade. What I would advise is for Aeondite and the Sword of the Beats. I do not have Sword of the Beats on this playthrough because this is a very advanced playthrough. I do have a different video, you can find it in my channel, to how to get the Sword of the Beats, which is the best steel sword in the game because it really scales with your level, and you're going to get it from Ibeer right here, just not the ones right here. That is going to allow you to get a 3-slot weapon where you can place Severance. Severance, what it does is that increases the range of Real by 1.1, yards and rend by 1.9. So it doesn't matter if you're using the heavy portion of this build, the heavy side of this build, or the fast side of this build. At the end of the day, as you can see right here, you would have to be very close to the enemies to be able to use that, but since we actually do have that thing, it is not necessarily needed. So I can get away from them, really far away from them, and as soon as I get close to them, they are going to start to get damage. I was hit right there, and as you can see, I would take quite a lot of damage, not gonna lie. So it is very important that you always have Quen for when you mess up your attacks. But other than that, you're basically, once you manage to reach this point, what I told you about how to build a character during the entire playthrough, the path that I guided you through, that is going to make your life easier, that is what you want to do. First these ones, and then build your purchase one of these depending on heavy or light attack, and then once you have all of that done, purchase all of these ones. Specifically, remember, for heavy is going to be this path right here, not this one that I have right here. Mutagens, as you were able to see, I don't need them. At this point I am just so broken that I do not need them. Other things that I would advise for you to have is the Katakan Decoction, which increases critical hit chance. You do have, for example, this weapon has 100% critical hit damage bonuses. You also get critical hit damage bonuses from the skills that we get. We are increasing our critical hit chance as well with the bonuses that we get from our character. So another one that there it is, I already have it equipped. The Wyvern Decoction, which each blow landed increases attack power until either the fight ends or take damage. You're most likely going to be protected by Whirlwind, so you're not going to be taking damage, Whirlwind and Quen. And as you were able to see, I do not have anything specific on my armor because I do not need it. That is up to you. What is it that you want to place in there? But at this point, the build is so broken, and now you know how to build it, which armor to get, which enchantments to get, which skills to get, and eventually you're going to end up being as broken as I am without having the necessity to min-max and without having to worry too much about anything else. If you like the content, a like and video, super appreciated, and a subscription to the channel as well. Have a beautiful day, and obviously you got them gorgeous, beautiful people in the next one. Goodbye.